Welcome back to LakePoint Sports. It's a Rawlings Primetime Players Weekend presented by Pommy Insurance. And campus is absolutely jam-packed with estimates putting this as one of, if not the biggest weekend in LakePoint sports history. The Baseball Village, Champion Center, Public Fields, and Beach Pavilion are bustling, and we have our focus here on the baseball side of things for the 16U National Championship. I'm Cory McCartney, taking you up to 3 p.m. in the first pitch in our game of the day between the Motor City Hit Dogs and Excel Blue Wave American. Figures to be an exciting matchup featuring some of the top-ranked players in the nation, but excitement isn't the only thing that we are looking for this summer at LakePoint Sports. We are partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is participated to share these moments, so if you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and our participation. So use the QR code that you see on screen now for more information on how you can make a submission, or head on over to LakePointSports.com or our social media channels to access the submission form. And to give you an example of what exactly it is that we're looking for, here's an example by East Cobb Astros Connor Adams and TGD backs Tristan Blaylock, and a moment that underscores that you should always respect your opponent. There. So again, make sure you head on over to LakePointSports.com or any of our social media channels and find out how you can make a submission in this Johnsonville campaign. And you know, Deion Sanders always said that if you look good, you feel good, and if you feel good, well, you play good. A big part of coming out to the field and playing good is the gear that makes you look good and feeling good. And our own Riley Klingman, got a look at the Roadrunners' Taylor Fuller and how he gears up for game day.
That's Taylor Fuller from Roadrunner Baseball Academy, and he's going to show us how he gears up. First, I have 3 bats. This one's a heavy bat. This is my other bat that I just recently broke in the cage. And then I have this one, which is my game bat. I have like Bruce bolts. These are my batting gloves. I really like these. Another Bruce bolt. This is kind of like a hitting tool. I know it's really interesting, but it's a hitting tool that I use before I swing. It just helps me stay through the zone. This is my leg guard right here. I have 2 sliding mitts, one for my other hand and then one for the new other hand. This is my helmet. It's got the C-flap just to protect my face so I don't get hit. And then these have tennis balls in them, so I can use this thing before the game. And then these are kind of like weighted balls that I use, like when I'm training. I use these weighted balls when I'm training. I just keep them in my bag just in case. This is an outfield glove that I used in high school ball whenever I would play outfield. This is a blast motion. This is I think it's called G-form. It's an elbow guard. And this is my, this is just like a donut. And then this is sunscreen. And then weighted balls. And I think right here, just my 100% that I use sometimes. And that's it.
We've seen how Taylor gears up. Now get to Academy so you can gear up too.
And take a look at how Excel Blue Wave American and the Motor City Hit Dogs are going to roll out for this matchup. Excel Blue Wave going to lead off with right fielder Christian Farney, followed by Lane Bilodeau in center field. J.B. Leatherwood playing shortstop. Logan Bradford's the first baseman. Luke Neal behind the plate. Drew McCullers in left field. Baden Palmore in second base, Peyton Wood at pitcher, Micah Harper at third base. Rafael Valdovius is first baseman for the Motor City Hit Dogs, followed by Graham Keane in right field. Broder Kate is the catcher. Carson Lydell, DH. Finian O'Laughlin, the left fielder, hitting fifth. Donovan Glosser, the center fielder, hitting sixth. Josh Leonard, the second baseman, hitting seventh. Dominic Benetti, the shortstop, hitting eighth. Hitting ninth is third baseman Harry Jones Jr. Ryder Cone Cannon, the extra hitter, hitting 10th. And Peyton Rice will be on the mound. Again, umpires are on the way onto the field. We will have first pitch here from you momentarily. In our 16U National Championship game of the day, we'll be joined along the way by Hudson Graham, Avery Hunt, and Ian Smith from Prep Baseball Georgia. So stick around. We'll have plenty more as we can get you going in this game of the day from the 16U National Championship, Excel Blue Wave and Motor City Hit Dogs. Joined by Hudson Graham from Prep Baseball Georgia. Hudson, good to have you back in.
Yes, sir. Good to be back.
I know you have been all over the place in the 16U National Championships, on campus, off campus.
Yep. Caught a couple off-site games. One this morning. Thad Royal, a kid that came to top prospect games, South Georgia kid, was able to come up here and play with the team. So he got a start on the mound. So went over and saw that, and then yesterday bounced over to East Paulding for a little bit, trying to follow some of the arms that are throwing that were kind of can't miss, that might not throw again the rest of the weekend. So I'm excited to be back on campus. Had a good last slot with quite a few guys going. 2023 future gamer Reeston Durham had a no-doubter to right. I know you guys did some stuff with him. He had some really good plays at shortstop as well. So that'll be some good stuff that'll be coming out, I'm sure, here soon.
Yeah, we got an opportunity to mic him up in game and do a talk back with him, so really excited to see how that turns out. Apparently we decided to be done miking him up when he decided to hit a bomb. So.
Oh, man, he had a crazy play over the shoulder at short. That'll probably be pretty good on there, too. I think I saw him down there. It looked like they got it. So yeah, that'll be good. That was a good game on this same field last slot. So got some good stuff going right now. Got the guys bouncing around. A lot of good uncommitted talent throughout the week so far. We're just getting started.
So we have a name in this game that you are all too familiar with in Harry Chubb Jones Jr. Take us a little bit inside this game. I know he's a guy that has shown out for you across prep baseball events, showcases,
Definitely.
And just absolutely shown out.
Yeah, so he's about as dynamic as they come. He was on the Junior Future Games team, I guess, 2 years ago, back when the 26s were 14U kids, and it was just as good then. I mean, it was mid to upper 80s on the mound. We knew the big jump was coming. We went out to see him in the spring quite a few times at McEachern, but then he comes out the other day at top prospect games, runs it up to 92, 94 from the outfield, 92 from the infield, ran like a 6.7 or so, I think, in the 60. So he'll be playing third base today. I heard he may be in relief, if not today, for sure tomorrow. So he's one that we've seen for a couple years, and he's really taken that next jump.
Yeah, interesting case when you look at him because, you know, the fastball is getting into the 90s. The exit velos maybe aren't exactly there. Where do you kind of see, like, the long term for him?
Yeah, so guys like that, I never like to say, like, hey, he's going to be a PO or, hey, he's going to be a position player, especially a guy like him. It's so dynamic. I mean, he's a basketball player. So athletic kids like that, you can never count out. He's so athletic in the field. It's hard not to like it. I think the bat will continue to come around as he gets a little stronger. He's super quick twitch, lot of speed in the whole frame. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, the arm talent special. I heard and kind of saw that he bumped a 95 at one of our other PBR events. So we were trying to get that cross-checked. I believe they have TrackMan there, so that might be legit. Obviously, on a hot day, nice and warmed up, it's definitely in the tank. So there he is standing there, obviously, super athletic body. So we'll see what happens with him.
Yeah, special player. Our own Grayson Rosen did one of his extra bases with him pregame that you'll be able to see later this week. And, he said, he thinks of himself as a two-way player. So he's pretty adamant that he wants to be out there all the time. He wants the bat in his hand, wants to be out in the field. So a guy like that, you're going to give him as many opportunities, especially with the immense upside that he has.
And funny enough, this team that he's actually playing on, a lot of Michigan guys, we actually played pretty much this team in the Junior Future Game semifinals back when he was a Junior Future Gamer. So funny enough, he's playing with them now. I know he's been playing with them for a couple of years now, but a lot of guys that we played in that Junior Future Games against.
Yeah, I mentioned Junior Future Games. Peyton Price on the mound out of Cedar Cliff High School in Pennsylvania. He's the second-ranked right-hander in Pennsylvania. Junior Future Games in 2023. So he's a guy who has been here and done that at that level. See what he's able to do here against this Excel Blue Wave team. All these kids coming to you from Alabama. Christian Farney, the right fielder, will start things off. It's followed by Lane Bilodeau, the center fielder, and J.B. Leatherwood, the shortstop.
Yeah, and one of the cool things about this event is like some of these Georgia teams, we get so many teams that they don't always see. Prep baseball is so prevalent in, Michigan, Ohio, a lot of the northern states. The top teams from those areas this is like a can't-miss event for them.
Yeah.
So that's always nice to see that obviously all of our prep baseball guys do a great job in all across the country, but most specifically in those northern states, just kind of where that was kind of the base of where it all got started.
Farney, who's at the plate from Mobile Christian, 25th ranked outfielder in Alabama, 121 overall.
And then you got Excel Blue Wave on the other end, Alabama. They're really, really close-knit with them. The Sharps do a great job with that group. They always do scout days and always have a lot of future gamers as well. So I'm sure a lot of familiar faces from the PBR side.
Yeah, it's exchanging emails with them. It's Farney down on strikes, exchanging emails with David and Austin Sharp the last couple days. And there's at least one right now guy on one of the Excel Blue Wave teams, and there's multiple ones here who will be at the end of July here representing Alabama in the future game. So potentially more, but at least one of these guys will be here.
And they were wanting to come down actually for a few days, but I believe Austin was having a little car trouble, so they weren't able to get down for this tournament. I know they were hoping to. They got a lot of good Alabama teams in it, but I'm sure they're following along. They like to get locked in on some of the broadcast and some of our streaming that we offer, so always looking for guys.
They're taking in right now Lane Bilodeau from Hewitt-Trussville High School. Runs a 7:06.60. Bilodaau, one of those guys you got to ask his name pregame as he dribbles that one to Harry Jones on the run, makes the throw, bounces in front of first baseman. Athletic throw there from third as you saw him making I don't know that I've ever seen the Jeter, kind of like on the run Jeter.
Yeah, he's so bouncy, you never know. He took off kind of. I saw some nice basketball clips of him this winter. But yeah, tough play there. Obviously, a pick would have been nice, but definitely one of those no man's land in between grounders.
So a runner on first now for J.B. Leatherwood, shortstop, right-handed pitcher out of Moody High School. Leatherwood playing shortstop today for Excel. 6 foot 145. Watches that in for a strike. I mentioned in the pregame, if you didn't hear it, this is expected to be one of, if not the busiest weekend in LakePoint sports history. There is an insane amount of things going on across campus. As that's a dribbler to short, gathers, unable to make the play at second, throws the first in time for the second out. Of course, here at the Baseball Village, we have the 16U National Championships, 166 teams competing here. The Champion Center has the GBCA Boys Team Camp, 140 teams. This is a live recruiting event, so there are a number of college recruiters over there checking out some of the best talent the Peach State has to offer. Publix Fields had the show by NXGN, 7v7 football tournament, 750 athletes at that. And this is not your run-of-the-mill 7-on-7. These are invitation-only players here, and this is part combine, part competition. So, and then meanwhile, Beach Pavilion, USA Volleyball East Coast Camp, Champ BRQ with 80 teams competing in beach volleyball. So it is hard to find parking right here. So you had to get here early if you were going to find a place to park.
I went to the offsite and I came back and we got cones up, we got lot full sign, and I actually parked over kind of on a corner spot that I found and walked through the Publix Fields, watched a little 7-on-7, and funny enough, I didn't realize they got like I guess they play the position guys, or the QB wide receivers. They play the 7-on-7s, and then it looked like the O-line and D-line guys were over like getting some work in at a camp as well. So I guess guys have full teams now, and not just
the skill guys.
Yeah, the skill guys.
Yeah, 7v7 is it's an experience for sure. Steps off from the 1-1. Got a chance to talk to Graham Keene, Motor City Hit Dogs, the number 3 player in the class of 2027. We'll get into that a little bit more when we see Graham hit second in the bottom of the first, but there is some serious talent for sure on this Motor City Hit Dogs club.
This has been a well-established program. I mean, even when I was coming through, they still had a lot of good guys. I saw where they posted, I guess one of their guys made his debut with the Braves the other day. I can't remember his name, but just something that I skimmed by. I saw him in a Hit Dogs uniform. They were kind of giving him a shout out on there. So obviously really well established, one of the top teams, definitely in Michigan, but if not the country.
Swings through, throw over to third is not in time. Going to be a runner at third with 2 strikes and 2 out here in the top of the first.
Got the hotel looming in the background. That'll be nice to get it done.
Yeah, I think you guys are going to have like your own dedicated rooms there that you can just kind of swing into, because some of these late nights when you get here, these late games don't get done until after 1 o'clock in the morning. You got to have a place to lay down and lay that head down after a long day. So it's going to be Motor City Hit Dogs' chance at the plate as we roll along. You are watching our game of the day from the 16U National Championships. We'll return shortly from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
The bottom of the first, we're going to see Motor City Hit Dogs at the plate for the first time in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship, coming to you from the Audi Marietta Fields. This, of course, part of the Rawlings Primetime Player Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance, and of our Champions Weekends here. So there is a ton going on. Rawlings got a little setup over there where they're giving a free bat to whoever has the highest exit velo for the day.
I saw that walking over.
What do you think you could get if you go hit the day? Can you still run it up?
Maybe. I don't know. I hit my first 2 years of college and then ended up just throwing. I was obviously more of a contact guy, so I don't know. We might grab a 90. Especially with the bats. I was a transition. I was like a BB Core transition in high school, so I had the stealth speed and the orange Easton and some of those hot bats when I was growing up. And Exo Grid, that was always a good one.
Maybe you get your hands on that Hype Fire Drop 5, run over there.
That thing's crazy. It always seems like there's one bat that's like, all right, that's the hot bat. Last year it was the Green Zen. This year it's the Hype Fire.
Well, they got a Hype Ice now. I was talking
nice.
to Lash Henderson, the #1 player, in 27 about this, and he said he just saw one yesterday, so I'm sure we're going to see that pretty soon all over the place.
Yeah, obviously like 2014, 2015, like coming through that, there's a couple wood bat brands. There's like, I didn't realize there's so many bat brands now.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
I see videos of the new Better Baseball that's getting built, and it's like they're going to have like the most bats in the entire world in one place. I didn't realize they were building a brand new store.
Well, they're just like shoes too, right? So it's this year's version. So then if you have the most bats in the world, a year from now you're going to have to liquidate all the bats that are no longer the latest.
True.
Yeah, that's a big undertaking.
Yeah, luckily they're disposable, I guess. So we got enough baseball around here to where
that's right.
There'll be a lot of people over there. But I know the bright colors, Always got to have the pinks and the blues and the neon greens.
That's right. Well, to the plate now for Motor City Hit Dogs, Rafael Valdovinos, Western International High School in Michigan, 5'8", 160-pounder. That's left, hits right. He's going to be followed by Graham Keene and Broder Kate. Peyton Wood on the mound for Blue Edge. Nothing, a nasty curveball. Oh, it didn't give it to him.
No, catcher kind of came up a little bit. It probably blocked it. It was right probably at the top of the zone, but the way the catcher popped up, he might have blocked it there. Tough pitch, but good pitch, 3-2.
So here's Graham Keene, the third-ranked player in the class of 2027 from Pennsylvania. Graham from Mount Lebanon High School. #1 player in Pennsylvania, #3 in the nation. Exit velos of 101. Hitting righty right now. He's a switch hitter.
Looks like we got CEO Mark O'Brien taking a peek back there. He always likes to make an appearance on Saturdays. Check out some games.
Yeah, interesting with Graham hitting right now. He grew up a righty. He started hitting lefty because he was playing golf with his grandpa and just kind of started taking swings left-handed, and then eventually took it to the baseball diamond, and now you're seeing him as the top switch hitter in the nation in the class.
I've heard a couple guys like that. Rustin Rigdon, Vandy commit 2024 for us. He hurt his, I guess, right arm when he was younger, and he started throwing left-handed. So, he threw with both hands a little bit coming up through high school, like freshman, sophomore year. But then just obviously played shortstop and threw right-handed. And he's a switch hitter as well. So it's always funny to hear stories like that.
2 strikes here on Keene, 6'5", 186-pounder. Also gets on the mound, runs it up to 90, 2100 spin.
These Hit Dogs had a 90 arm yesterday too.
Rips that into left field for a base hit, so we're gonna have him at first and second. Nice piece of hitting there by Keene, 98 miles an hour exit velo on that. Made it look pretty easy, 98.
I think 4-hole here, Carson, I believe he was on the mound yesterday, and he ran it up to 92, had a really, really good game, if I'm not mistaken.
This is going to be Broder Kate. Motor City Hit Dogs, a 15U team, so largely 2027s. You got some 26s sprinkled in there, but these are guys playing up and more than willing to and able to go toe-to-toe with these 16U squads. And Broder Kate from Bloomfield Hills, Michigan, Detroit Country Day School. Watches that in for a strike. He's a Duke commit, 6th-ranked player, 6th-ranked his position of catcher in state, 49th overall in 27. Exit velo's getting close to triple digits, 99.1. That in for ball 2. Sit at 6 foot 175. Kate's going to be followed by Carson Lydell and Finian O'Laughlin, who may win name of the tournament.
Yeah, that's a mouthful there.
2-1 count here to Kate. That makes it 3-1.
Yeah, I think guys like with Wood here, I think it's just got to get ahead early, obviously falling behind in counts, giving up a couple singles where he's having to throw fastballs, being down in the count. But I think if he works ahead, he might be able to get some contact with these guys. As
he rips that one down left field. Yeah, ripped it down the left field line, but it goes foul.
Yeah, Reeston, one of the coaches was like, was Reeston playing with an AirPod in his ear at shortstop? And I was like, no, like they got a little mic'd up, little talking to him going on. He's like, okay, let me tell my group chat, because I just told him he's playing with the AirPod in.
Yeah, I made sure to talk to the umpires about it. So for those just listening in, Reeston Durham from GBSA Rays, we decided to do a live talk back with him while he was playing shortstop. So we got one AB with him and one one inning of him in the field. But in order to talk to me here in the studio, he had to wear an AirPod. So made sure to talk to his coach, who's his dad, along with the umpires, to make sure everybody was aware of what we were doing. So it didn't look like he was jamming out or listening to a podcast when he was out there playing shortstop.
Yeah, Reason's awesome. Being a Future Gamer last year, he's really came into his own. I kind of had a breakout year at the Future Games last year, being the lone 26. As that one gets back up the middle, it's like we're going to send him up, hold him up. Good throw.
Yeah, interesting talking to him about just the mentality of not being intimidated in that situation, because when you're the youngest guy on the team, but to go out there and not only just be there, but to perform well and have a bit of a breakout for yourself in that environment. He really seems to play with a lot of enthusiasm. And I told him I thought it was really interesting. He has this quote on his social media that I thought was really interesting, because he said, until it's my turn, I will keep clapping for others. It's really that simple. And I thought that's really an interesting thing for a kid who's the youngest guy playing with all those older guys, is because you're basically like, I'm here, I'm going to support these guys, I'm going to win my turn. I just thought it really spoke to a nice mentality for a young player. Yeah,
he's always been a great kid. He was on the Junior Future Games team back when he was, I think, 13. And then, fast forward a couple years, and he's playing as a freshman at Tequila, and we got a guy over there. He's like, hey, man, I think I really just found a guy. And I was like, oh, really? What's his name? He's like, Reese Durham. I was like, no, we've seen it. But he's like, he grew 2-3 inches, probably put on 10-15 pounds, and he even looks better now than he did last year. It's just such a lean, athletic frame, and it's just powerful throughout. Obviously, with his big home run last game, and he can play short, he can play second. So we're excited to have him back on the Future Games team this year.
Bases loaded now for Carson Lydell. Yeah, it's funny. He told me, one of the guys he really watched growing up was Ozzie Smith, and I said, well, can you do a backflip? And he said he actually added a backflip
Yep.
that he would do. He does a backflip before games for Tequila now.
Nice.
So,
yeah, that was always fun. I dabbled in those whenever I was younger.
Big swing and a miss.
That was this one team we played growing up, a bunch of Forsyth County kids. The kid would do like a round-off back handspring into a backflip. Wow. Like, I'm going to learn how to do that. My sister did gymnastics, and so I got the back handspring part down, so I'd mix it in every now and then.
We see him every once in a while here at LakePoint Sports. Got A.J. Hall's done him before.
Yeah, I think it might have been Salute or one of our other guys. They got a crazy Future Game shot. We always put on a lot of graphics. It's like a backflip with the green or like orange and yellow sunset at Future Games last year. It's pretty sweet as that one gets through.
There goes one across the plate. Here comes the second one. And they get 2-0 Motor City here in the bottom of the first. I say A.J. Hall, I meant A.J. Jones doing the backflips.
Yep, A.J. Jones, North Hall,
Yep, combining his school and his name, but of course his dad, A.J. Styles, WWE superstar, longtime professional wrestler. So he's all too familiar with what it takes to make those flips and make them look good. So,
yeah, he's a fun little player going to Kennesaw State.
They've done a really nice job. I saw Coach Co here a couple weeks ago checking out some players. He's doing a fantastic job of keeping guys local and making Kennesaw State a destination for those guys that maybe aren't getting that ACC and SEC bowl.
And that's kind of what they were, when they had their big super regional appearance back in, I don't know, maybe 2014
or so. Yeah, with Max Pentecost and that crew,
so I think they'll get back to that. They've obviously had 2-3 great years under Co and Pass and those guys, and they got the field renovations coming up this end of the summer. They're starting on their field renovations and hopefully going to have that done before next year. So that'll be a big piece for them. It's such a cool area. I was a graduate assistant there for a year, and it's just that conference. Obviously, they're moving over to the Conference USA, I believe, from the ASUN, but they play a lot of good games, and then obviously playing Georgia and Georgia Tech every year. They're trying to get back to where they compete with them game after game.
So Carson Lydell came through to put it Motor City Hit Dogs up 2-0, and there is Finian O'Laughlin. O'Laughlin from Del Barton High School in New Jersey. #1 player in New Jersey in the class. 10th ranked outfielder in the nation, 39th overall. 60 times down 6.93. Got exit velos into the mid-90s. You get power and you're getting speed from Finian O'Laughlin. 3-1. Draws a walk. Going to load the bases again for Motor City Hit Dogs, and here comes Donovan Glosser. Glosser from Archbishop Moeller in Cincinnati. #1 catcher in Ohio in 27th, 3rd overall, 21st ranked catcher in the nation. Pop times down, these are numbers, Hudson. Pop times down to 185. Outfield velo of 92, 60 time of 6.75, and an exit velo of 93.6.
Yeah, that'll play. That will play for sure. As you see, repping the Ohio Junior Future Game stuff. Ohio, they always have a great team. I can't remember if we've played them or not, but yeah, Ohio, Indiana, Michigan, those guys always bring down a stacked squad every year.
I would assume he's got to be a possibility for the actual future games this year after playing the junior future games the last 2 years.
I know, I'm finally getting to where I get to see like kind of full circle guys that come through JFGs, and now they're making the future games. Last year was the first year with Terrence Bowen. He was a junior future gamer, and so it's been cool to see these guys full circle. So we should have quite a few of them on there this year as well. We'll start releasing that roster here soon. We're probably, I don't know, 50% or so through it. Still looking for a guy or two, looking for some arms. So this is obviously a really big tournament for us. All these guys, most of them in their future games year.
Swing and a miss, goes down on strikes for the first out, so it gets Glosser, and there now we're going to see Josh Leonard. Leonard from Adlai Stevenson High School, Michigan, 5'7", 165-pounder, 2028 playing up, so he's basically playing against kids 2 years older than him.
I saw GBSA have one on their team as well, at 2028, so it's good experience for them. Obviously, depending on the arm, it might be a little more challenging here or there, but nonetheless, great experience.
Well, Leonard's got exit velos into the triple digits, so he
That's
can
awesome.
certainly handle himself.
We got Dexter McLeon running around with USA Prime. He had a home run at Georgia Highlands yesterday. That team's playing up as well, and they're liable to win the whole thing.
Swing and a miss. Yeah, I talked to a couple of those guys. Spent some time with Landon Green this morning and Lash Henderson yesterday. Saw Chase Fuller finally made his way up. He told me he wasn't sure if he was going to come up. I guess he had a wrist injury that required stitches.
Gotcha. Yeah, he was there this morning. They said he was there while I was over at the off-site.
Another run's going to score on the hit by pitch. So Leonard trots down to first base, and here is Dominic Benetti. Benetti from Richmond High School in Michigan, 67th ranked shortstop in Michigan in 2027, number 253 overall. Runs a 6.9 60. The height on that pitch just reminded me, I watched the video of Reeston Durham hitting a home run that was at shoulder height. And he told me that's like his favorite pitch.
Yeah, he keeps his hands so flat, and he's got such good bat speed. He does a really good job hitting those high pitches. I have noticed that, especially when we're videoing from that side angle. You can really see how his hands like match plane, and he does such a good job of going with pitches. I haven't looked back and saw the home run today yet, but they said it got out in a hurry.
I mean, most guys leave that pitch alone, but to be able to catch up with it and to catch up with it with authority that's something.
Yeah, we got a couple guys in the future games like that up pitch. Old Chip Gligorski, he's over on field 9 right now. He likes that up and in pitch as well.
Benetti skies that one into center field, camps underneath it. Right fielder does for one out. Here comes another run. This runner's going to advance to third. Motor City Hit Dogs keep tacking on here in the bottom of the first. Now here is the aforementioned Harry Chubb Jones Jr.
McKeitron, they're gonna have a fun group. Probably this next year as well, as as Chubb turns into a sophomore, and then they got Malachi Butler, who's a really strong 27 as well. Jordan Stokes, rising junior for him. So look for those guys over there to have a good year next year with Chubb leading the way on the mound.
Swing and a miss there. Chubb is the #1 ranked shortstop in Georgia, 2nd overall in the class, #3 shortstop in the nation, 18th overall. Let me ask you, if he was primarily a right-handed pitcher, would he be #1?
No, that's such a hard thing for us to do right now. I think Caden Dawson stays where he's at. I think Chubb is obviously right there. I mean, if if it turns in, which I think it will, I mean, if it turns into, he turns into a power arm, it's 93, really touching 94, 95, then I think he does. I think, like I said, you never know what's going to go with the bat as he gets around this one through the 6-hole.
Yeah, Chubb scores 1.
And we go back and forth on that stuff. It's so hard to rank these kids, especially with all the positions. So, you value athleticism. Obviously, Caden Dawson at the top, football kid, left-handed bat, really good power, really big spring. So a lot of these guys right now are basing a lot of it on, performance in the spring seasons. Obviously, all these 27s really haven't gotten a shot on varsity yet. But, yeah, I think he's in a good spot right now.
Has there been any talk about, because there's so many two-way guys now and because so many guys are getting an opportunity to be a two-way player at the next level, has there been a talk about two-way kind of being a separate ranking than opposed to positions?
So we have talked about it like on the as Chubb kind of takes off there, first and third, didn't even look at him. We have talked about it as like a position to be able to rank them with that, because we can't always go through and look at each kid's position on their rankings. It's just kind of what they put in as their primary and secondary. Obviously, guys at the top, we like to make sure we have them in the right spot when it comes to that. But I think we've talked about like putting athlete as a position.
They kind of like they do in football.
Yeah, similar. Because you guys like, I don't know, Mason Meehan's over on the other field, and he catches. He can play third. He can play second. He can play outfield. So obviously that's super valuable to a lot of these programs, because at the end of the day, they're really recruiting athletes and hitters. They can figure out a position for them if they hit. And so many of these kids are such athletic these days. Like, they can figure out how to play a position even if they haven't played it, their whole life. So, it's something we really take into consideration. John Stutzer, he'd have a big athlete, position by his name, that's for sure. So it's definitely something that's talked about.
Skies that one into right field, makes the third out, but Motor City Hit Dogs have a 5-0 lead after 1 inning in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. We'll be back shortly from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
LakePoint Sports, a 5-0 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs in our game of the day from the 16U National Championships. Cory McCartney, joined by Hudson Graham from Pro Baseball Georgia, mentioned this is the Rawlings Primetime Players Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance, and just an absolutely busy weekend. If you didn't hear the rundown, again, we have 16U National Championships going through Wednesday here at LakePoint Sports, and then GBCA Boys Team Camp over the Champion Center Basketball Publix Fields show by NXG and 7v7 football, and the Beach Pavilion has USA Volleyball East Coast Champions BRQ. Not sure what BRQ stands for, but there's 80 teams over there competing for it as they play in the sand. That sand has to be god-awful hot because it's so hot here.
There's no shade over there either.
Yep. You got the little pavilion deal that you can run up in, but there's some fans in there. But I don't think they quite have like the body armor misting tent that you see up in the top there that we have here over baseball. I feel like we need to put a gigantic one of those over top of the entire facility right now.
Yeah. Can't forget wakeboarding over at Terminus.
Yep.
You got that going on.
Yeah, they do a great job over there. It was actually last year named the International Wake Park of the Year.
Oh, nice.
So they do a really good job over there, and players have an opportunity to go over and kind of cool off. I know some coaches may be a little hesitant to get some of their guys over there and get them, rolling along on a zip line, getting pulled around. But there's multiple opportunities. They got some different things that guys can splash around in and basically just cool off and get a chance to get out of the heat for a little bit.
Yeah, I remember when I was growing up, there was always that one or two players. Even if the coach said, hey, don't go to the beach all day, we got a 7 o'clock game, make sure we're rested up. There was always those one or two players that they were going to the beach no matter what.
Yep.
You could always tell. They're like, don't go to the hotel pool. If we get an early game, we can get in there in the afternoons. But there was always those few kids. I'm sure that's how it still is. But
3-1 to Luke Neal. Rips that one foul.
Got players from all over the country here this weekend. So obviously all these hotels around are packed out, Airbnbs, and you got the lake nearby. I know we got a couple sponsors that do some boat rentals and things like that. So I'm sure guys are getting out and doing some other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I think we think about this almost like a business trip, but for a lot of these people, this is vacation, right? As he goes down on strikes, and you're spending. You're traveling from Pennsylvania, Michigan, Ohio, all over Virginia to come here for this event. You're not just playing ball and leaving. You're going to spend a little time here and venture out and about while you're here and take it all in. I mean, it would almost be to your detriment to say all we're doing is playing baseball and going to the hotel and going to sleep.
Yeah,
that's not fun for everybody.
And we're still getting people that this is their first time being here. Obviously being here, I guess, 10 or so years now. We're still getting people that it's their very first time. So obviously I give them a great experience, and what better place to do it than LakePoint Sports.
Drew McCullers now at the plate from Oak Mountain High School in Alabama. These Excel Blue Wave players, they spend a lot of time here during the summertime. But
yep, state games of Georgia. I think every team they have is always here for the state games of Georgia to open things up, and then they'll be here MPI, and then usually their teams, each age division team comes for each national championship. So yeah, always enjoyed having them. Really hard-nosed squads. They got a really good 2027 team that I'm sure we'll see next week at in the 15U national championship. I think did they lose the 6-4-3 in the championship?
They did.
MPI.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a really really good team. I watched that championship game of 15U MPI, and they got a really good team.
Just misses to run it full.
Yeah, you could tell Price has gotten in a little bit of a rhythm here, kind of feeling it a little bit, especially when you're hitting that bottom half of the zone. Got to reset here, get back in there, 3-2.
Price, a second-ranked righty in Pennsylvania, 16th overall in the class. Gets him a swing and a miss for the out. So after McCullers, we're going to see Braden Palmore.
Got a couple Georgia guys sprinkled in here and there on Excel squads as well. A couple Bremen kids I know of. I don't know if there's any on this team or not, but Micah Harper. Okay. Cooper Mincy is over on the other team. I just saw him. I actually had to give him a leg guard. He forgot it. Top prospect games. So he's over on field 13 on the other Excel team. So always got to keep an eye out for those guys on the Alabama-Georgia border as he gets into that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Ropes that into left field corner.
Looks like fair ball. Looks like he got to it.
Yeah, able to make the catch and bring a quick end to that inning for Excel Blue Wave. They continue to lead Motor City Hit Dogs 5-0. Moving along here. We'll be back shortly from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
to the bottom of the second here in our game of the day in the 16U National Championships. Cory McCartney joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Hudson Graham. A 5-0 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. Ball got away on the delivery there from Wood. I was talking to one of the pitchers for GBRA Rays about how difficult it is to throw your breaking stuff in this kind of humidity, and just, you know, if you're a guy who's, you know, really focused on you know, the feel of the ball coming off your fingers, it can be hard to get that same what you're used to when it's not this humid.
Yeah, being the turf too, at times, you know, the balls aren't always rubbed up. You get teams that will bring stuff to be able to rub them up, but yeah, it does get tough. This Georgia humidity is no joke, especially during these night games. It gets even worse. So good swing there as he looks like he gets it in the left center.
Valdivinos gets a lot of that one's on his way to the second base, headed into third. Rafael Valdivinos with a stand-up leadoff triple. I just had to get the slide in there for fun. The ball comes back to Peyton Wood.
I was never a big, like, rosin, like, needing it guy. I guess I didn't throw hard enough. But yeah, I know a lot of these kids, especially with the way they're spinning it now, and some of these kids with some of the velo that they have, it's like a must. Caleb Sexton, I know he always has one. I get to see him a lot in the spring and over the summers, and he had one out there last game. But yeah, some kids can't live without it.
Yeah, I was talking to GBRA Ray's pitcher, and he said, you know, for him, he throws a curveball, but he moves his fingers. He actually throws it off the seams with his fingers, so he moves his finger to the seams when it's more humid like this, so he gets more feel to come off. And he says it's just, and he's been working on a cutter, but he said he can't get the same action this time of year. He says it basically comes in like a slower two-seam, and nobody wants to have one of those.
Yeah, definitely. No, it's hard. It's hard for sure. Some of these kids, you know, like you said, with two seams and four seams, and breaking balls, always want to have good grip on it.
Graham King skies that one into left field, makes the catch. Runner looked like he might have had a sense of taking off, but he's going to stay put. Here comes Broder Kate, the Duke commit. One down in the inning, 5-0 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. They got a runner at third. Wood fires. He rips that one down left field line. Nice play at third to get the out. Some nice glove work there, but another run's going to score to make it 6-0. So a nice job there at third base by Micah Harper. I mentioned him from New Bremen High School here in Georgia.
Yeah, I think if Wood just obviously gets ahead in the counts, I think he gets some fly ball ground out. Some of these guys, obviously a lot of good hitters on this Motor City team. Being a lefty with not as much velo, you can kind of get them out on their front foot if we're mixing off speed and getting ahead in the count as he did in those last couple batters.
Big swing and a miss from Carson Lydell.
Yeah, Carson, this was the arm on the mound yesterday, I believe. He was up to 93, like 89, 92. Really, really powerful stuff. Tough pitch there. Yep.
Lydell 1 for 1, got 2 RBI in the ledger.
All excel. They got some of the simplest uniforms, you know, but I love the red blue color combo.
Yeah, it's kind of Dodgers-esque.
Yeah.
A little bit the flip,
real simple,
right?
Yep.
You know, the Dodgers had that one uniform with the red across it.
Yeah, I think they kind of just started incorporating that, you know, more in the red with the hats and stuff. They've always had the red numbers, but good swing there.
Yeah, Lydell gets a hold of that one. Camera doesn't pan back, so.
Looks like they got to it.
Use our imagination, but he's going down anyway. So through 2 innings, 6-0 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from the 16U National Championship.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie, woogie, jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
0-0 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs as we move along to the third inning in our game of the day from the 16U National Championships. This, of course, part of the Rawlings Primetime Players Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. Cory McCartney with you, and have Hudson Graham exit, and in steps Avery Hunt for his weekly appearance here. And man, I think we talk about a couple things seemingly every broadcast: how hot it is, and how many people are here, and how prime it is to find parking. It's all happening this weekend.
Oh yeah, we're on top of all of our normal talking points this week with the heat and the parking situation. I know for sure.
I think you really got to feel for the umpires in this weather, right? The umpires and the catchers, the two people that, you know, seemingly doing the most during a game, are back there absolutely baking. You really got to get that big fan in the back. Needs to just kind of be positioned sideways on them.
Yeah, we gotta take care of our guys. We're days like this, we got a little longer turnaround time in between games, trying to give them an extra 5 or 10 minutes to kind of catch their breath. Obviously, with it being as hot as it is, and then obviously being on the turf, is going to be a little bit warmer than it is just what the forecast says. So we try to do our best to keep everybody standing up and, you know, on top of their stuff. But, you know, we still have a few guys that'll go down, and we have to get a replacement for them. But we're hanging in there so far today.
For the 8-9 hitters, Peyton Wood and Micah Harper for Excel Blue Wave. Then it's back to the top of the order with Christian Farney. So got Peyton Rice on the mound for Motor City Hit Dogs. Excel Blue Wave still hunting for that first hit here in the third inning.
It's been a good day for baseball so far. Good weather, nice and sunny out. Besides the heat, it's, you know, all the right things are happening as far as the weather goes, which always makes everybody's life a little bit easier.
Right. Yeah, this is a bear of a tournament for the scheduling standpoint. 166 teams competing. Tournament doesn't end until Wednesday. Everybody's got 5 games that they're playing during this, so multiple off-site games that you guys had to work into this one. And I'm sure logistically this is its own kind of monster.
Absolutely, and kind of, you know, here for the rest, moving forward the rest of the year, they are all their own little beasts, so it was definitely a whole lot of fun piecing it all together. But yeah, all teams are 5 games in pool play, and then all pool winners will advance to the bracket play that starts on Tuesday. So those last 2 days of the event are always pretty fun and high energy.
Wood goes down on strikes, and here's Micah Harper from Bremen High School here in Georgia, the lone Georgia player on this Excel team made up largely of kids from Alabama. Peyton Rice continues to extremely good on the mound.
Step out there, kind of get back in rhythm at the plate here, looking for that first base hit.
1-1 Price delivers. Dribbler to the right side. Second base says he's got it. Not in time, so we got, oh, he does get him. Wow, could end up being a huge defensive play for Motor City Hit Dogs. Looks like an awfully close one there, but able to get the runner, and now 2 down here in the inning.
Really good breaking ball there. Got him out front and just rolled over to second and showed good speed getting down the line there to make it close at first, but was able to gather and throw just in time to get the runner. So
we're back to the top of the order for Excel Blue Wave and Christian Farney. Farney from Mobile Christian, 2026, 25th ranked outfielder in Alabama, 121 overall in the class. Dribbles that one foul.
Under the first pitch breaking ball there at the top of the order.
Peyton Price with that high setup.
Just missed there.
Peyton tipping his pitches to us, even though he's not doing it to the batters.
We get the speed rating just a little bit before.
Yep, we get the grip and we get the speed rating just before. This feels like a fastball. Sends that foul. Got the fastball in him, up around 86.5, nearly 2,300 spin. They got a curveball, slider, and changeup. They got another pitcher on their staff, Andrew Mahoney, who's going to be back here in July for the future games. Told me he throws 5 pitches.
Goodness.
Shortstop makes the catch. Through that half of an inning, 6-0 continues to be the lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect, I'm the
Motor City Hit Dogs time at the plate once again as they lead 6-0 here in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt for Prep Baseball Georgia with you. This again, part of a very busy weekend, Primetime Players Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. Finian O'Laughlin going to lead things off here from Motor City Hit Dogs. He's going to be followed by Donovan Glosser and Josh Leonard. So we're still going to have Peyton Wood on the mound for Excel Blue Wave. It's about 58 pitches in. Puts that in for a strike. O'Laughlin from New Jersey, the #1 player in New Jersey in the class. 6'2", 180. .693 as he takes a big swing there. Exit velos near 93. Comes a 1-2 from Wood. Another swing, another miss. Goes down on strikes. Gets O'Laughlin on the outside pitch, and now here comes Donovan Glosser.
Good start to the inning there. Quick strikeout. Was able to strike him out on 4 pitches there. So possibly have a quick inning here if he can keep that up.
Glosser's 0 for 1. Dove into the Glosser profile when I was here. Kind of loses the grip there on that breaking ball. Dove into the Glosser profile a little bit with Hudson, but being a former catcher, you'll probably love a guy who has pop times of 185, along with an exit velo of 93 and a 60 time of 6.75 as a catcher.
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
it's pretty good, especially with obviously the pop time is, you know, anything sub 1.952 is considered really good, and then when you can run a 6.7 behind the plate as well, opens you up to play a lot of different positions too. If you at the next level, if there's a guy that's already there, you know, you can, if you're swinging it well, can get in the outfield, maybe play a middle infield spot.
Tooled up Donovan Glosser from Archbishop Moeller High School in Cincinnati. Absolutely rips that one. That's going right into the left fielder's glove. So now 2 down. As Glosser lines out. Now here comes Josh Leonard.
Sure.
Leonard.
Glosser made the trip earlier this year with Moeller coming down for our
Yeah,
spring break stuff.
I was talking to some last weekend, talking to some other Moeller parents that were here. There's so much talent on that varsity team that they had kids that the JV level that were like ranked players in Ohio. They can't crack a spot when you have all that talent that they have. It's like you have heralded JV players that are just waiting their turn.
Yeah, that team was really, really good, and obviously they kind of got an unlucky break in their playoffs, but with the format up there, you lose one game and you're out.
Yep.
I think they lost one game, and that was it. So it was one of the more impressive teams we've seen down here, obviously during the high school season. I mean, it was exciting to watch.
Yeah, when you can roll out your top 3 pitchers are Notre Dame, LSU, and West Virginia commits.
The high school level, that's pretty good.
It was a 3-1 to Leonard, the lone 20-28 on this Motor City team. Dribbler to first, gathers, touches the bag, and scoreless inning for Motor City Hit Dogs, but they continue to lead 6-0. Stick around, we'll be back from the 16U National Championship.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
6-0 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Peyton Price going to continue on the mound for Motor City Hit Dogs. He's taking on a Excel Blue Wave team that's going to trot out Lane Bilodeau, JV Leatherwood, and Logan Bradford here in the 4th inning. Excel Blue Wave still hunting for that first hit as they trail 6-0. Price been awfully impressive. 5 strikeouts so far. He's not allowed a single base runner. Had a really key play that last half an inning. Second base made the flip over to first to get the out. And looked like a really tight play. Really, he could have maybe gone either way, but it could end up being a huge defensive moment if things continue at this rate for Peyton Price and this Hit Dogs defense. I mentioned Lane Bilodeau, followed by JB Leatherwood and Logan Bradford. The ball on the field. Some cat-like reflexes there from Peyton Price as he's getting into his windup and saw a ball come from another field. One of the good things about when the balls come on from the other field is
they stay where they're at.
They stay where they're at. It's not like you're somewhere else and it's like, oh, can we have our ball?
Yep, they're all the same, and I'd honestly prefer if every foul ball went on to another field and not into the concourse, because at least they land on the field, they more than likely stay there.
That's
so
right.
That's good for us on our bottom line.
1-1 is the count to Bilodeau.
And another one enters the screen from field 9.
In a giving mood on field 9 right now. Breather here for Bilodeau, 5'8", 155-pounder from Hewitt-Trussville High School in Alabama. Searching for something to get going here for Excel Blue Waves. That's in for ball 2. Miss, makes it 3-1. First time we've really seen a count kind of start to get away from Peyton Price. See how he responds here, takes a quick breather. Peyton may have heard the rumors that we give away outies to our player of the game, and might be in his head a little bit. He allows a leadoff walk. Put that on Prep Baseball President Sean Duncan, who got those rumors started during the National Program Invitational.
You have to not have campaigns running from the studio
That's
here
right.
all the way to field 10 about who needs to be the player of the game.
That's right. JB Leatherwood with one on. The first base runner for Excel Blue Wave comes via walk. Leatherwood sends that foul. Leatherwood, Moody High School, 2026. Shortstop, right-handed pitcher. Breaking ball kind of gets away from the catcher, but runner staying put. Called him for a balk apparently on that last pitch.
Looks like we're going to have a balk on the catcher because he used his mask to.
Oh yeah, that's a seldom seen call. I believe that happened in the major league level with JT Realmuto about a year ago. Yeah.
Yep. He blocked it and took the two-piece mask.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to check here.
Yeah, I don't see that called too often.
Yeah, it's a unique call. Whoa.
So moving him on to third. Interesting turn of events here as runners moving along to third, and coach is asking for some clarification here. Trying to understand the scenario where you would give up 2 bases on a play like that.
Yes.
Well, it's 2 pieces, so I guess maybe he used both pieces and you give a
double balk.
That's right. You give him 1 for each. The coach doesn't really seem to understand the scenario, but going to go out and try to calm his guys down here. Still up 6-0 in the top of the 4th. Now, we're not going to get on United Umpires. We love our umpires around here. If you haven't seen the videos that we've been posting of their work behind the plate via GoPro, the last one's just absolutely exploded that we had from the Prep Baseball Classic. These guys have been really good to us in terms of wanting to wear the GoPro out there while they're on the field. All right, so Leatherwood's AB is going to continue. It's a 1-1 count. He's got a runner on third base who's magically made his way 180 feet. So the first run potentially for Excel Blue Wave that much closer as that gets him.
Foul ball, got a piece of the bat.
Wow, looked like it might have got him on the hands, but makes it 1-2. You mentioned Price being in a rhythm. That's the kind of moment that can take a guy out of it. So how does he fight back? How does he regain that? 1-2. Missed, makes it 2-2.
First few innings, we saw the breaking ball be really sharp from Price. Looks like he's struggling a little bit with that pitch here to kind of get the inning started just with locating it.
Rips that foul. I know he swung straight through it. Almost looked like it went off the little bit of a glare there on the bat. So we're going to have 2 down. Another strikeout for Peyton Price. Eyes in the glare of the camera playing tricks on me there. Comes Logan Bradford.
The block there behind the plate on the first pitch breaking ball.
Luckily he didn't take his mask off and try to stop the ball with it.
just tried to corral it a little
right.
bit. And you'll see the infield end here for Motor City with the all-important runs allowed stat. Could always come into play when it comes to winning your pool.
Swing and a miss makes it 1-1.
A little bit of an uptick in velocity there from Price. Kind of see him in the 81 to 82 range this inning.
He's got 6 strikeouts. Searching for number 7 on a 1-2 count. Sends that foul. See what he's got for Bradford in the 1-2. Did not go. The count's now 2-2. Again, one down, runner at third. Base runner that reached via a walk and then awarded 2 bases. That runs the count full.
Really good job here fighting back in the count by Bradford. Fell down early, he's worked his way, fouled off a few pitches.
Full count, rips that one right up the middle, and there is your first hit for Excel Blue Wave. Earned it the hard way on a full count. That ball gets away from the center fielder. Bradford's on his way into second base. So a run crosses, and Bradford's going to be standing at second with the first hit for Excel Blue Wave, who's broken things open, at least in the statistical category in this inning. They had their first base runner via walk, and now their first hit and RBI via Bradford. Now it's Luke Neal. Neal, a catcher from Chelsea High School. Big swing and a miss. So in the span of 3 batters, Peyton Price lost the perfect game, the shutout, and the no-hitter. But his team still leads 6-1 here in the 4th.
If he can get through this inning, I think he'll be okay with 4 innings, only giving up 1 run with 6 punch-outs so far. Not too bad of a day at the ballpark.
Yeah, he's looked pretty good. Getting near 60 pitches, which in this weather probably has to feel like 90 as that one goes to second. Throw over to first in time for the second out, but runner's going to advance Bradford to third. And Neal gives away to Drew McCullers. McCullers from Oak Mountain High School, 2026. Watches ball 1. Swing and a miss. Peyton Price hunting for his 7th strikeout. Ball gets away from the catcher, throws a mask and helmet away. Must have been some comment from the batter as he kind of smirked as he picked up his helmet. 2-2, rips that foul. So got a runner at third, 2 down, 2 strikes on McCullers. 6-1 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. Peyton Price hunting for his 7th strikeout. Rips that foul. Peyton Price with a chance to limit damage in what's been a weird inning defensively for Motor City Hit Dogs, to say the least. The 2-2 gets that strikeout, number 7 for Peyton Price. Motor City Hit Dogs lead 6-1 over Excel Blue Wave here in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship.
Just burgers? It's just boring. Get your sausage on and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Summer, LakePoint Sports is partnering with Johnsonville to highlight positive actions, good sportsmanship, and selfless acts associated with all the various youth sports that we love. Any and everyone is encouraged to share these moments, so whether you're the one who spotted the activity, the one performing the act, or the recipient of the good deed, there's something in it for everyone, and Johnsonville just might reward you for your behavior and or participation. So use the QR code for more information on how you can make a submission, or head over to LakePointSports.com, our social media channels, to access the submission form and give you a sense of what exactly it is that we're looking for. Here's a moment where the batter could only tip his cap after a ridiculous play at shortstop. Here in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship, 6-1 is the lead for Motor City Hit Dogs over Excel Blue Wave American. Cory McCartney, Avery Hunt from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Going to have Dominic Benetti, followed by Harry Jones Jr. and Ryder Concannon from Motor City Hit Dogs. Peyton Wood still on the mound for Excel Blue Wave. Benetti watches that in for ball one.
Did some research in between innings, and we did get the ruling of corralling the ball with a piece of equipment, such as a hat. We did. It is a 2-base award.
Wow.
Not a 1-base award. So kudos to those guys out there for making sure they got together and got that one right.
Sent for a strike. Sometimes you learn new things when you're watching baseball. You think you know the game, and then all of a sudden something happens and lessons are delivered.
It's not something I had us discussing today, but you know, here we are. So for those of you that missed it, we had the catcher reach down and corral the ball with one of the two pieces of the traditional 2-piece mask. So the runner at first was awarded second and third base.
Benetti sends that foul. Count as 1-2. Benetti, the 67th ranked shortstop in Michigan, 2027, 253 overall. Looking to respond here as Excel Blue Waves edge dwindled to 5 runs in the last innings. We saw Excel Blue Wave get on the board via Logan Bradford. You look at these events and you have a national championship and it's Team U, and you see 2027s that are playing. You know those teams aren't messing around when they come into these events.
Yeah, those are usually guys that know exactly what they're doing, and we have a few of those this week, and they have been impressive throughout the week so far.
Benetti gets a hold of that one, skies it into left field, corralled for the first out. Yeah, USA Prime National, the other one, has 3 of the top 10 players in 2027. Lash Henderson, who's number 1, Chase Fuller, who's number 2, and Landon Green, who's number 8, the number 1 right-handed pitcher as well in the class of 2027. So those guys are absolute beasts for that team.
Yeah, they had a very impressive performance this morning. I think we had a ground roll double and then back-to-back homers on 2 pitches. So it was fun to kind of get the day rolling on that foot. So.
They were up 4-2 when I checked, and then I went over there. I had some stuff set schedule with Landon Green post game, and next thing I knew, they were up 15-4.
Yeah, it was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, those guys get rolling, and it's just a show of shows. Said this to Hudson Graham and Ian Smith. If Ian stood on my shoulders, we would not be as big as Lash Henderson. That guy is an absolute monster.
Yes.
15 years old, and he's 6'6". Is Harry Chubb Jones Jr. rounds out to shortstop.
Yeah, he got a hold of one to left this morning that left pretty convincingly, and it's like there's a 15-year-old that's 6'6" already, and it's like, oh, that's cool.
He's got a 13-year-old brother who plays for Prime as well, who had an event down near Kennesaw State that his mom said they were taking him to. They were basically going from Lash's game to his brother's game. So baseball in full force with that family. That his dad Michael's actually an SEC football official.
That's
the
pretty
back
sweet.
judge. So yeah, he's all over the place doing college football games. Those Big 12 and SEC games.
Like that'd be a pretty fun gig to have. You know, just travel to really cool college towns every Saturday. Get to be around some of the best athletes on the planet. It would be.
You just got to change your clothes. You can't wear your work uniform basically anywhere or let anybody see it because you're gonna have all kinds of
Especially
problems.
if you're in the college town and they
Yep.
lose.
Yep.
Maybe on a pass interference call
That's right.
in the fourth quarter. Yeah, you get out of those clothes
That's
quickly.
right. Close friend of my parents was a longtime college basketball official. He did multiple Final Fours. Named Terry Weimer. I think we just, for whatever reason, we see basketball and football officials as different than every other sports. Like you just put more on that uniform, that black and white stripes, than you think about any other umpiring or officiating uniforms. Like those guys are unmistakable. It's like there's zebras in the wild. So you get some down on strikes. Quick inning for Excel Blue Wave defensively. Motor City Hit Dogs still leading 6-1. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Back from LakePoint Sports, our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Motor City Hit Dogs lead 6-1 over Excel Blue Wave. This, of course, part of our Rawlings Primetime Players Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. Another call to the Prep Baseball Georgia bullpen. Ian Smith comes in to take over for Avery Hunt. And Ian, good to have you, man. I got to know, I spent some time with Landon Green this morning. I know you got to see him pitch yesterday in the offsite. There's so many guys of note playing over this weekend, but tell me what you really liked about him on the mound.
I mean, it's what it looks like. You know, it's 6'1", 185. It's a great body. He moves down the mound extremely well. Over the top slot, he's running it up to 94 already as a 15-year-old. You know, you're not seeing that very often. It's the highest level arm talent you're going to find at this level in 2027 class. He's the number 8 player in the country. The breaking ball, power curveball, 79-81 really plays, buries it, can really play off the fastball well. And they'll mix in a heavy changeup as well, A3, 87, a little higher spin with some late fade that plays well and gives them a good third pitch as well.
One of the smallest, or I say smallest vocabularies, but least amount of words I've heard used in an interview in a very, very long time. I said, you know, tell me what's the best secondary pitch and what are you working on this summer? And he said slider and changeup. So the man of very few words, and I said, you get it done on the field and show out in the field.
I think he had three barrels today as well,
yeah,
all over 90.
He almost homered on 14 this morning. It was at the warning track. And
92.6 off the bat as well.
Yeah, everybody was yelling weight room at him when he
yeah.
came off the field. But
they went back-to-back today again for the second day in a row on back-to-back pitches. So that's quite an impressive day for that USA Prime team.
Yeah, it feels like they are on a collision course with a spot in the championship game here, but we'll see how that plays out. This is an extremely long tournament. I think
it is.
We get so used to some of these events that start on Thursday, you know, maybe they stretch into Monday, maybe we get them into Tuesday. You're talking 5-game guarantee, and you have to go all the way to Wednesday, from Thursday to Wednesday to be able to win a national championship here at LakePoint Sports. So it's an absolute monster of a run. That one goes to short.
It's a grind, for sure.
Grounds out for the first out.
Talent at every level as well.
Palmore grounds out, and here is Peyton Wood. All right, so Peyton's going to be replaced, so the opposing pitcher now going to see number 12 is Luke Neal, but we have Luke Neal playing in another spot, so we may have a bit of a change here in terms of who's actually going to be hitting. Wait for our magic scoreboard to update itself. It's been a nice day on the mound for Peyton Price here in the 5th inning.
Really easy operation, repeats extremely well. Broad shoulders, long levers.
5'10", 164, mentioned from the offset, number 2 ranked righty in Pennsylvania, 16th overall in the class. He's here for Junior Future Games last summer.
And both of the Motor City teams that are here this week have had impressive arms all week long so far. The Motor City National 16s have had a 90-plus arm, it feels like, every outing so far this week, so it's been impressive. Chase Kiker was really good.
Andrew Mahoney, still a chance we see him pitch here in the next day or so. That is for a strike. He's going to be here for future games representing Michigan here in July. Lefty and first baseman, gets a fastball up around 90.
There's been a lot of soon-to-be future gamers showing out this week. Strike 3 there.
8th strikeout for Peyton Price, and he just continues to look awfully impressive here on the mound. Has allowed just 1 run and 1 hit with 1 walk. We had an interesting call that you missed where the catcher took his mask off and inadvertently used it to stop the ball, so we saw 2 bases awarded. So that ended up playing into Excel getting their first run. Peyton Price allowed a leadoff walk. It was his first base runner of the game, and then the next batter is when he had the incident with the catcher, so he's standing on third base, and then we get a strikeout, and then the next batter ends up hitting a double and get their first run and first hit and first base runner all within the span of 3 batters.
It's been an eventful day so far today here at LakePoint. Started at 8:30 this morning with some fireworks, and it's carrying on. I mean, talking about all day fireworks, last night, 11 o'clock, 96 on the mound from Hayes Holton as well, which is just electricity at its finest right there.
Oh, rips this one, 86 off the bat, into center, on the run, able to not make the catch. Oh, he did make the catch. Kind of hard to tell there. The runner did not let up. Sometimes they've let up a little bit faster than that.
And he kept running towards the ball, it felt like.
Yep, so goes down, the fly out.
Quick inning there.
Quick inning, 6-1 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage and keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Back here at LakePoint Sports, the game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Cory McCartney, Ian Smith from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. Motor City Hit Dogs continue to lead 6-1. So we have a pitching change now for Excel Blue Wave. We're going to have Braden Palmore is going to find himself on the mound, primarily a catcher with pop times down to 197. We're going to see him on the mound where he's up to 82 with the fastball. He's going to face the top of the Motor City Hit Dogs order, so that means Rafael Valdivinos, Graham Keene, and Broder Kate. Had a good chance to talk to Graham Keene yesterday when Riley Klingman did an interview with him, and mentioned earlier at one of his first at bat how he talked to me about how he came into being a switch hitter, playing golf with his grandpa, and he's always a right-hander, but kind of started picking up, hitting the ball lefty in the golf course, and eventually took it to the diamond, and now he's the top-rated switch hitter in the class of 2027, number 3 player overall.
He made a huge jump this.
Yeah, he sure did.
Huge jump. We were just going over that earlier this afternoon. I think he went from 54 to 3.
He did, yeah.
It's a huge jump.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the measurables on him. You're talking exit velos of 101, bat speed of near 76 miles an hour, and then he gets on the mound and throws it up to 90.
Yeah. that'll play, I think.
And 6'5", 186. I mean, you could legitimately add 30 pounds to that frame and have it not look out of place.
And this is an incoming sophomore as well,
yeah.
so it's like high there.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy to think about these 2027s when you see. I mean, we talked multiple times about Lash Henderson and it's crazy the frames on these kids.
I mean, I'm almost convinced it's the best class we'll see nationally in the next 24, 25, 26. 27 is going to be there. 26 is going to be really good as well, but I think the 27 class has a chance to be extremely special. You have guys like Jamarcus Smith, who's not even a top 10 player in the class. He's already up to 94 on the mound. You know, it's down the line. You know, there's high-level players throughout. Lash Henderson is about as impressive as it gets at that level. Took a long home run out to left today into the trees.
Yeah, I think, you know, I think it's almost cliche when people say that the ball sounds different coming off of somebody's bat, but I think of like guys like Termarr Johnson and Drew Jones, and it's like there is a reality
it's
to
different.
it.
It's different, you know. You can just tell. You see the swing. Brady Harris last week is another guy. 2026 and from Florida. Everything off his bat, you knew there's intent in the swing, there's power in the barrel. Let's see what Keene can do here.
Yeah, I mean Walker Jenkins was another guy like
another
that.
one,
yeah.
yes.
It's real. I mean, when you see this many players and you see this many guys, it's like, oh, he's a D1 commit, and then you see a guy that you're like, oh, what makes you, you know?
Dylan Cruz is another one.
Yeah.
Hit missiles in high school. Kid I went to high school with, Brian Johnson, who was a first rounder for the Red Sox. Hit some of the most prestigious balls I've ever seen in high school growing up, and back then I was like the first time where I knew I was like, this is a pro player right here, you know, like I'm watching a professional baseball player right here, and sure enough.
Ball gets away from Palmore. Keene has to drop out of the way.
3-1 count now, 3-0 count, excuse me.
I've only seen Keene hit from the right side so far today. Got a green light on 3-0 and he swings through.
Tough pitch to hit as well. Running away from elevated.
Who else is on the docket for you to see before the day's up?
I'm not too sure. 520, Canes Midwest. There's a chance Hudson Devon could throw for them. That's something I really would love to see. He's had a great spring, one of our top 26 arms in the country. That's one I'm really focused on. It's been a great day so far. I was able to get a good look at Reese and Durham again. That guy's going to be a two-time future gamer for us. He was mic'd up today as well.
Yeah, we had some fun with Reeston.
Hit a really long shot today, 390 to the pull side, which is touched on a little bit. You know, you don't see that very often. If you're hitting at 390, it's usually going center field, left center, but to pull a ball 400 feet is impressive. So it's really good to see what he's done this spring and what kind of player he's developed into. And we're seeing it right now in performance.
I'm always hesitant when people start talking about player comps for players of this age, but I asked him kind of like who has influenced him as a player. And he mentioned Ozzie Smith, and I talked about that earlier. He said he started incorporating a backflip into when he takes the field for Decula. But he said he hears from a lot of people Andrelton Simmons, which I thought was kind of interesting. You know, a little bit of a bigger-bodied shortstop.
Yeah. I think the lower half with Reese and a guy that I've talked about a bunch, and been hearing it from some college coaches this week as well as Enrique Bradfield Jr. Just in the lower half, he's got extremely physical on the top half now, so it's a different player. But just how he moves and how the body it's a lot like Enrique.
Got Duke commit Broder Cade at the plate right now. He's 1 for 1.
Deep lineup here.
Comes back and misses wildly to make it 1-1. Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it in Kate's earlier at bats, but to me, the measurables on this kid are just, it's absolutely crazy when you start looking at what he's able to. What he brings to the table here, 191 pop time, and then he gets exit velos of 99.1.
That'll play.
Yeah.
It's 2027 as well, correct?
Yep.
The teams playing up this week are really making a statement.
Yeah, that's what Avery and I were talking about. It's like if you're one of the other teams in here and you draw 2027 and you better be ready for a fight because these teams aren't playing up for no reason. They're coming to test themselves.
They're coming to win, yeah. And they're showing it this week. I think Motor City's got 2 big wins already before today. USA Prime's 3-0 as well. Because there's only 2 teams, I believe.
Yeah.
Only 2 15s.
Yeah. Could be an interesting collision course if we could.
That would be cool.
Together.
That would be good.
Let them stick around and win the winner gets a free entry into the 15U National Championship. They actually be playing it. And a bye right into the playoffs. And a bye,
yeah. 2 days off.
That's right.
You get a pool win for sure.
Yeah. 3-2 count to Kate.
1 on, 1 out.
Absolutely hammers that 98.5 off the bat down into the left field corner. Keene's taking off, rounding third on his way home.
Play.
Throw's going to be wide. Graham Keene scores. He gets back. Not in time, so they're going to get him coming off the bag and leaning back. So we're going to have 2 down, but he did put another run on the board. So 7-1 is the lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. And hate to be walking back with your heads held low to the plate after you just hit one 98.5 off the bat and you were standing at second base moments ago.
Yeah, that was a tough play there. Bit of a bad throw on the play at the plate. Thought he could stick third. Got caught in a little bit of that no man's land.
So now it's Carson Lydell 0 for 2. He's now 2 down, and his team add another run, make it 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Talmore misses high. Palmore just have a little bit of trouble trying to consistently find the strike zone.
Yeah, glove side fastball command, or excuse me, arm side fastball command has just been a little bit shaky so far.
It's already loaded up on the far side of the rubber too, so it's not like you can tell him to adjust any further as he skies that one back.
Big cut on 2-0.
You know, some guys, if they're missing arm side, maybe you can say, all right, why don't you just slide down the rubber a little bit. But if you're already on the far side of it, and you're still missing.
You're still missing. You're just little command issues today.
Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball. Make it 2-2.
Again, its best pitch so far this inning.
It was a 2-2. Dribbler foul.
Good fight.
Saw you hold up earlier in front of the big fan back there.
Yeah, I had to. I've been melting today. It's been a long couple days. I was here about 15 hours yesterday, and then today it was a hot morning so far. Got to start my day at Altoona tomorrow, so a little bit later start for me, which is nice.
And we got a mom waving in the background, seeing herself on camera.
I see you.
Tell her hi.
We see you.
Wave back. There you go. Counts full to Lydell.
Really battling here.
Yeah, it goes off his foot. So you're starting off at Altoona tomorrow. Who's the matchup over there?
It's Lucchini, I think is the name of how you say it. Lucchini out of Louisiana, and they're facing the Dream.
Okay.
And Hayes Holton again, throwing again tomorrow. He's starting on the mound, going about 60 pitches. So I want to make sure I get a full look at that after only seeing him for about an inning last night. See if the velo is real again. And it was the most calls I've got after 11 o'clock at night from college coaches in my life last night. So that was impressive. It's been exciting to see that. You don't see 96 from incoming junior very often.
And you might get some Branson Crawford behind the plate.
Branson Crawford behind the plate, always good. Some Alex Espinoza as well. It's been a really guy who's been huge for us.
That Dream team, they were winners of, I believe, the 14U last year, was it? Or 15U last year. They won the 15U last year.
I think I just looked this up. The Las Vegas won the
Las Vegas, okay.
won the 15 U's
Because
last
they
year.
actually had a kid that was a Little League World Series player that was on that team. But I know maybe it was one of our fall tournaments that Dream ended up winning, because I remember Trey Robbins was on that team.
Yeah.
And yeah.
It might have been 14, honestly. Because Trey's been a guy since 14 for a while.
Moy?
Yeah, K. Moy.
Yeah, Moy. Yeah, he ended up like having
he
a
goes
couple bombs.
He goes insane every time he walks on this grounds. Like, I've seen him hit maybe 7 bombs since last fall, just at LakePoint.
Yeah.
I saw him a couple weeks ago at MPI, and he was in a cast, so I think he's out for the summer. But I was sad to see him here.
That's a big kid.
Great kid too, as well. It's going to be a massive source of power at the next level for somebody.
So we had a 2-out walk. Now got a 1-0 count to new batter for Excel Blue Wave, Cresanda. Part of the proceedings is that ball goes into center field and throw down to second. And the part of the proceeding where some of the players or guys you didn't even have on the roster.
It's been like that a little bit this week. You got some random off roster guys floating in and out.
Actually, we do have Jaden Cresanda on the roster.
Okay.
We'll give Jaden some love from Del Barton School in New Jersey.
Powerhouse.
5th ranked right-handed pitcher in New Jersey, 20th overall. Getting some play here at the plate with this team up 7-1. A couple Del Barton players on this Motor City Hit Squads team. Comes a 1-2. Did he go?
Yes.
He did go. So that's going to bring it into the inning, but Motor City Hit Dogs lead 7-1. We're through 5 in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere? And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women. We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again? Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Sixth inning here in LakePoint Sports in our game of the day in the 16U National Championship. 7-1 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. Peyton Price coming back out onto the mound for another inning.
Dominant.
He's allowed 1 hit, 1 run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts.
Dominant performance so far.
Working on player of the game vibes here as he's holding things down in a 7-1 lead over Excel Blue Wave. Cory McCartney, Ian Smith from Prep Baseball Georgia with you. This is, of course, the Audi Marietta Field. This all part of the the Rawlings Primetime Players Weekend presented by Pommy Insurance. And I mentioned this multiple times, but there is a litany of things going along here at LakePoint Sports this weekend. We've got the 16 National Championship here at the Baseball Village, GBCA Boys Team Camp, the first of 2 weekends of that at the Champion Center with 140 basketball teams. The Publix fields have 750 athletes for the show by NXGN 77 football. And the Beach Pavilion has the USA Volleyball East Coast Champ BRQ, 80 teams competing in beach volleyball. And of course, Terminus has people trying to cool themselves off over doing some wakeboarding.
I want to go over there and do that myself, man.
You know, it's what's really wild about that place, and I was talking to my son about this the other day, is that the mechanics that they use for it are built in Germany. So if you want something done, it's like you can do daily maintenance, but if you have to have an overhaul done, other wake parks will come together and pay for this guy to come over from Germany and do all the stuff for you. So it's like so specific that there's only a few people in the world that know how to operate.
It's surprising that nobody has figured that out yet and started to do it over here. You know,
you almost feel like the word hasn't gotten out yet.
That dude just like staying quiet and just taking holding the monopoly over there.
Strikeout number 9 for Peyton Price, and if he gets to double figures, we're going to have to sound the sirens here, LakePoint Sports.
Looking double digits. Bunt.
Now got Lane Bilodeau, who shows bunt, gets it down, but it goes foul. Bilodeau going to be followed by J.B. Leatherwood.
Sorry. Roasting over here in the sun.
Get down to it. And our game of the day, big lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. And you see the search for any relief from this weather. You see how many people are over there.
I know it. It's just everybody's hiding. Nobody behind home.
Another foul.
Tough to see there.
Yeah, nowhere to hide from the heat.
You can just tell Price has given up no hard contact today. Even when they're hitting balls fouled, 65, 69 off the bat. He's really missing barrels at a high capacity today. I mean, 9 strikeouts. That's already we're already talking about that. But just missing bats in general, creating soft contact, letting his defense work.
77% fastball usage from him, and he's getting a near 40% swing and miss rate on the pitch.
Yeah, that plays. You know, living off the heater. The confidence in the mound is there. You can tell he's ready, got a plan. Not shaking pitches.
Yeah, there's been a 50% of balls that have been put into play, and they just have 2 hits off of him, or 1 hit off of him.
Opposing batting average, .67. Love that.
Yeah, been a big day on the mound for the 2nd-ranked righty in the state of Pennsylvania.
This has been one of the better performances of the week, I would say.
Yeah, we've had a 12 strikeout day on our list of leaders, but this has been an overall impressive performance. So the Price has for Bilodeau on the 1-2.
Quick pitch.
Right back at him. Out number 2.
6th inning, flipping out quick pitches now. That's when you know you're feeling it on the mound, you know.
We saw the cat-like defensive skills from
quick pitch,
Price.
quick pitch breaking balls as well. So like feeling it. That would be the definition of feeling it. Confidence, knowing where it's going. It's a real impressive performance so far from Price.
Comes Leatherwood, 0 for 2. Sends that foul.
Just challenging him. J passes, get a little bit more excited. Let's go, Chubb.
Swinging back, unable to get the play, so we're going to have a base runner with 2 down.
Each day passes, get a little bit more excited for future games as we're now almost about a month away. It looks just about. We drew a tough bracket here in Georgia, so it should be a fun week for us.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are, I don't want to get too much into the roster now because not everything is 100% locked up, but I know from when we use the words high-end players in Georgia because of the restrictions that have been placed on recruiting, that the roster is going to be absolutely loaded.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. The lineup should be as good as it gets, 1 through 9. Pitching is going to be strong as well. We have a bunch of crafty guys and a bunch of power arms at the top. So I'm stoked about our roster overall, and I'm ready to compete. It's my first future games with the team this year, so it's a big year for me and Hudson. And I think we have a chance to really just have a fun week. You know, the kids are really ready to play. Having the 1 and 3 rated players in the class on the team doesn't hurt.
Yep.
You know, so it should be fun.
One of the things I always love, and you know you've put a good group together, is when it's over, if the players say, I wish we could play a tournament with this team.
You know, that's the thing. The vibes will be high in the dugout.
Yeah.
I promise you that. I've got some surprises for the boys. It should be a good week. I think it's going to be. I mean, I'm just looking forward to it. We have a lot going into it, and it's been a whole year of getting this team ready. It feels like so. It's exciting. 3-1 here. Price behind the count a little bit.
The back pick throw to first.
Yeah, Branson. Talking about Branson Crawford. Had 2 back picks today and threw somebody out at second. Just showing off the skills behind the plate every time you see him.
Comes a 3-1. Skies that. In the left field on the run. Center fielder says he's got it, and he does.
3-6.
Nice job by Peyton Price. 7-1 lead for Excel Blue Wave. We're going to call it a day. Is that going to be the end of this one? They're going to come back out. No, it looks like Excel Blue Wave is going to take the field one more time.
Still got 20 minutes.
Still got a few minutes left to play, so we'll be back with more. You're watching the game of the day from the 16U National Championships from LakePoint Sports.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Lead for Motor City Hit Dogs in our game of the day from the 16U National Championship. Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball, Georgia's Ian Smith. Just rolling along. Motor City Hit Dogs have been riding an impressive performance on the mound from Peyton Price. Going to try to pad things a little bit at the plate here as well. Move to Donovan Glosser, Josh Leonard, and Dominic Benetti.
See if they can't finish it out here in the bottom of the 6th. Needing just a couple of runs.
We're going to have a change here in terms of the lineup for Motor City Hit Dogs. Looks like we're now going to have Brody Brannon is going to hit. Brody from South Central High School in North Carolina. 6'3", 200-pounder. Jumps on the first pitch, skies it into center field. Corrals for out number 1. Brody sat there for 5 innings, stewing, waiting, and one pitch.
One pitch, you know, that's when you know you're ready to go.
That's right.
That was like Shooter talking about, Shooter Hunt, our VP of scouting, talking about his first All-Star game he ever went to.
Yep.
Went out there, first pitch he saw, I think he flew all the way to Mexico, I believe it was, and his first pitch he saw strung out, and that was it. He was done for the day.
Yep.
So you gotta be ready to hit, but you also want to take a pitch. You
That's
know,
right.
enjoy the moment.
I believe he told that story at the
All-American
game. Yeah.
Shooter's a funny guy, man.
Here's Peyton Coldicott. Peyton from Chippewa Valley High School in Michigan, junior feature games in 2022, swings through that for a strike. Second baseman and outfielder. I believe Shooter's in Cabo right now with his family trying to decompress after NPI.
Yeah, he goes from Cabo straight to Cary. He's a psychopath, if I've ever, and I mean that in the greatest sense. Like, he makes me want to work harder, and it's impressive to see what he does throughout the year. He does it with 3 kids as well, which is impressive. He's just a grinder, and he's out there to watch the best baseball, and it's what we love here at PBR.
I joke with him that he has more Sky Miles than anybody I know, but he probably does. Considering you know, being up in Oregon, and for him to get to Texas consistently, here in Georgia, Florida, North Carolina. I mean,
California all the time. He's everywhere.
Likes to get himself back home to New Jersey to try to do some stuff on those Northeast players. So he is a man of many miles.
And I've been texting him this week because I've seen a bunch of guys, and he's like, "This is terrible. I have to change all of my summer plans now. You know, like all these guys are popping up, and now I have to go do all these other things." And it's just so funny to me.
Comes a 3-2. Oh, got him. Goes down on strikes for the second out. Nice job there from Braden Palmore, who looks a lot more effective than he did last inning. Seems to have found his groove a little bit here.
Find the zone a little bit, not missing arm side as much. Like that pitch there. It was a glove side land. You know, he didn't see any of that in the last inning, so.
This is Andrew Mahoney. Interesting that Andrew's batting, because when I talked to Andrew pregame, and he's going to be here as a pitcher for Michigan for the feature games in July, the numbers on him speak to a guy that probably should be hitting. Exit velo's around 95 miles an hour, but he really hasn't hit in the last 2 years.
That's interesting. You know, guy just can hit, you know, but wants to focus on being a pitcher, which is fine. You know, like if you want to be an arm, you're going to be an arm. But you know, when you have the raw tools with the massive power and being able to run a sub-7 runner as well, so like he has the tools to be a bat. But I think he understands his upside, and I think it's kind of refreshing to see at a young age. You know, you want guys to play multiple sports, be all over the field and whatnot, but to know what you want to do at such a young age when you have the tools to do both is impressive to me.
Rips that one on the ground to second, gathers, throws, and that brings it into the inning. Yeah, he actually said his favorite player is Randy Johnson. He said he kind of models himself after Randy Johnson and his tenacity on the mound. So get a chance to see Andrew Mahoney here in July for the feature games. We're through 6 innings in our game of the day. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the conclusion of everything here from LakePoint Sports.
First one I picked up, I just liked it the best. And like I said, I tried a lot of different companies, a lot of different models, and I fell in love with Old Hickory for sure.
Our game of the day from the 16U National Championships. This, of course, part of the Rawlings Primetime Players Weekend presented by Palmy Insurance. Cory McCartney joined by Prep Baseball Georgia's Ian Smith. And here comes that man, Peyton Price, coming out for the 7th inning. Out here trying to legally change his name to Himothy here.
Himothy, yes, definitely. Himothy Price for sure.
If he has another strong showing. We got 9 strikeouts from Peyton Price here. And he's allowed just 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run, and that 1 run, I mean, really brought on by 2 bases awarded as the catcher stopped a ball with his mask, and Avery Hunt and I had to do some digging. We didn't realize that was a 2-base mistake there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's exactly what happens. And then Excel Blue Wave able to cash in with their 1 and only run so far. They're going to have Luke Neal at the plate this inning, followed by Drew McCullers and Braden Palmore. See if we get a complete game 1-hitter from Peyton Price, who's looked awfully strong, as we've mentioned multiple times.
Confidence. That's what you see him with Price today, is just extreme confidence on the mound. The plan is there, knows how to attack. Like you mentioned earlier, he's living off the fastball 75%. He's gonna challenge you, and he's beating guys. So like he knows he can beat guys with the fastball, so he's continuing to lean in on that. mixed in the quick pitch breaking ball last inning. So he's just out there, he, like I mentioned, confidence.
Still getting that 20% swing and miss when he does throw the breaking ball, but again, it's only been about a quarter of the time.
Fastball strike, first pitch. Locked in.
It's been a 50% ground ball rate in this too. So you mentioned just the inability to really square him up.
Yeah, soft contact consistently. Not hitting anything in the air. It's kind of got some heaviness to the fastball as well, so it's hard to get on playing with it.
He's got a 1-1 count here to Neal. Just misses inside, still sitting around 84. So the velo has not changed much since the first inning. Comes his 2-1. Dribbler back up the middle. That one's going to get through for the second hit for Excel Blue Wave. 75-mile-an-hour exit velo, so not an extremely hard hit ball. There's Drew McCullers. McCullers 0 for 2. Price going to have a long leash. You'd love to get him, if you're Motor City Hit Dogs, into double-digit Ks and get him that complete game win.
Need it. He's still under 90 pitches or close to it.
Yeah, he's thrown 91 pitches 91, now on that.
Okay. Type of fastball. It's a double play machine.
Skies that one foul. Now 0-2. Everybody on their phone, no doubt watching our broadcast.
You know it. Gotta watch the broadcast.
There's Price with the 0-2. Skies that foul.
My breaking ball 0-2.
Drew McCullers trying to drive up that pitch count. Something that really no one's been able to do.
Fastball in the inner half here, was there?
Price with the 0-2. Misses high. Comes his 94th pitch. Another miss.
Command starting to get a little shaky here towards the end. Sure, the sweat's pouring now. Ball's getting a little loose.
Back with the 2-2. Runs the count full. Would assume if issues a walk here, we're probably going to have a little meeting out on the mound. You know, they would love to get him through this outing and not have to get anybody else up. So a base hit and now a walk, and we are going to have a meeting here with Peyton Price.
2 on, no outs here.
We do have an arm warming up in the bullpen.
There is someone warming. Could be the end of the day here for Price. Yeah.
That is going to be it. Gives the ball to his head coach, and Peyton Price going to exit after exceptionally strong day for the second-ranked right-hander in Pennsylvania. He exits allowing 1 hit, a single, 9 strikeouts, 1 walk over 97 pitches. 75% fastballs on his day, 22.6% on the breaking ball if you change up 2% of the time. Hit just 118 against him in this game.
Ooh, excuse me.
A really strong outing from him, and we'll see who's going to come in as a replacement here to try to finish things off for the Motor City Hit Dogs. He leads 7-1.
10, 13.
So they will turn things over to Jaden Cresanda. Cresanda, mentioned him from the Del Barton School, the 5th-ranked right-hander in New Jersey. It's a nice luxury to be able to bring on to finish off the game.
You know,
20th overall in the class in New Jersey.
Doesn't hurt.
Gets that fastball around 87 with 2,300 spin.
Low slot. Good movement to it as well. Fast arm. Oh, excuse my yawns here, guys. My apologies. Well, 15 hours yesterday and
Yeah.
10 hours today. Just kind of back up pretty quickly.
Catches up with you. Well, you need to have the interns go on a Starbucks run for you.
You know, it would be nice. Didn't even have my Starbucks today. I think that was the issue. It's why I'm fading.
What's the order?
Depends. Venti cold brew with the salted caramel cold foam.
Okay.
That's the go-to. I'll mix it up for the iced espresso every once in a while, but I shouldn't do that too much.
You don't drink hot coffee?
I mean, it's so hot. I mean, I drink hot coffee at home.
That's
I'll
okay.
make espresso at home all the time, but like being out here and drinking a hot coffee will just kill me.
Yeah.
Especially at 8 o'clock when it's already 75 degrees or 80 degrees.
Here's Braden Palmore 0 for 2. 2 on, nobody out here in the top of the 7th. 7-1 lead for Motor City Hit Dogs. Jaden Cresanda taking over on the mound for Peyton Price.
Scooting.
Sandra with the 1-0. Another miss. Oh, I did get it on the outside corner.
Good call there, lucky call there. Our future gamer right there behind home plate, just hanging out.
Just misses to make it 2-1. We really are going to have to send the interns to get you some coffee.
Yeah, I don't know
you
why.
You got a lot
like,
more to do today.
I just like out of nowhere. This.
Well, it's the heat. It's
the chronic yawns.
Yeah. Swing and a miss.
Cut right on that. Good pitch.
I don't think we've seen the breaking ball yet from Cassandra, aside from what he threw in his warm-up pitches. Let's see if he does that on the 2-2.
Back to the fastball.
Goes into right field, drops in for a base hit. Runner's going to hold at third, so we're going to have the bases loaded with nobody out. Here comes Peyton Wood. Peyton was actually replaced in the batting order, but was not replaced on our lineup sheet.
Use a quick double play right here would be ideal for Motor City.
Swing and a miss. A game that was rolling along is slowed down just a hair here in the 6th and 7th innings. There's the first attempt at a breaking ball we saw, and just didn't seem to quite have that under wraps today. Gets that in for a strike, makes it 1-2. Sander with the 1-2.
There it is.
Goes down on strikes for the first out.
Through the breaking ball there.
Has that batter coming up with air. Now 1 down. Now it's to Micah Harper. Harper, as we mentioned, the lone Georgia player on this Excel Blue Wave team from Bremen High School, 2026.
Skies that one.
Yeah, sends that in the center field. Camps underneath it.
Chance to
Makes the
tag.
catch.
No.
Not going to do it.
Ooh. Oh,
Ball went.
Okay, pitcher backing it up. I'm like,
Okay.
that ball was
Looked like
launched.
it just, almost like it just
into the
disappeared.
into stands, you know.
Wow, that would have been something. Throw it over top of the scout tower onto another field.
Would be definition of letting it eat.
That's right. Thought they were in a showcase. So now 2 down. Now it's Christian Farney, and we're at the top of the order for Excel Blue Wave.
They're loading up the bases. It's got 2 quick outs back to back for Cassandra.
Farney 0 for 3 in the day.
Farney. Wonder if that's Seth's younger brother.
Christian's from Mobile Christian High School in Alabama. Mentioned in his previous ABs, the 25th ranked outfielder in Alabama, 121 overall in the class. He's got a 2-0 count with the bases loaded, 2 down. Sandra fires that one down the left field line. Here comes one run. Here comes the second run. Farney's on his way to second base. Third run is going to hold. And having second and third, and Excel Blue Wave not going down without a fight, makes it 7-3. Nice job of hitting there from Christian Farney with a 2-out, 2-run double.
Clutch hit there. Going over before that and come through with the big double there at the end.
Lane Bilodeau try to keep things going here for Excel Blue Wave. Trying to claw their way back into this one. Missing the outside corner.
Sorry, shots used. About to start on 16 over there.
Bad miss, glove side. Motor City Hit Dogs had allowed just 1 run on 2 hits with Peyton Price on the mound, but since then, Excel Blue Wave has fought their way back, added a couple more hits and a couple runs. We'll have a few words here with Jaden Chrysandra. Potentially 1 pitch away from ending this game and getting Motor City out of here, Motor City Hit Dogs out of here with a win. It's always a different experience for these pitchers too when you're a guy who's used to starting and you get thrust into these relief roles late in games like this and you're just not used to going through that same repetition. You don't get your same pregame routine, and I'm sure that's what Jaden was dealing with today as he swings through for strike 1.
And even more so today. Jaden's been in the field all day. He's been watching Price deal. In his mind, I don't think he thought he was coming on the mound today at all.
Yeah.
You know, this is a day where he thought he wasn't going to pitch, so he's getting ready and getting in that routine. I'm sure it's going to be tricky.
And for a strike makes it 2-2. Excel Blue Wave down to their last strike.
Tough pitch there.
Jaden Chrysandra looking to finish this thing off. Oh, plucks him right in the back. So Lane Bilodeau 0 for 2.
Not the way
finds
to do
himself down at first base. JV Leatherwood has the bases loaded.
With a kind of an important swing here. Bases loaded, 2 down by 4. Still a chance for Excel to make this a ball game here at the end. Great coach turnout so far this week. It's been pretty fantastic to see all the guys at every field.
Yeah, it's been jam-packed with college logos all over the place, and that's going to be it for Jaden Chrysandra.
That was a weird way to exit.
Yeah. Sure he wasn't pleased. So he was going to take over for him and try to finish things off.
15.
We, of course, do not have a number 15 on our roster here for Excel Blue Wave. Donovan Glosser, who actually says we have listed at number 2.
Yep.
It indeed is Donovan Glosser. We mentioned Donovan, Archbishop Moeller, the first-ranked catcher in Ohio in 27, number 3 overall, number 21 catcher in the nation, 192 overall. Outfield velo of 92. So, you know, this kid's got an absolute cannon strapped to his shoulder.
Just need one out here to close this out.
I'm sure in this instance you're bringing in somebody that can throw, but you're not, that you wouldn't want to potentially have to use later on.
Yeah.
So you use a primary catcher and just get him out there and try to get something in play on the ground that can finish things off. Just threw a pretty nasty breaking ball at 68.5. Donovan was here for junior future games in 2022 and 2023. We almost hedged some bets on Donovan being here for the real future games this summer. Go JB Leatherwood at the plate. Donovan Glosser on the mound. Miss makes it 2-0.
There it
is. Is that in for a strike? Leatherwood 0 for 3. Glosser fires, misses to make it 3-1. Again, the bases are loaded with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. He gets on Logan Bradford to follow. Sends it foul.
3-2 full count. Biggest pitch of the day here for Motor City.
Excel Blue Wave once again down to their last strike. Glosser with the big breath. Here comes the 3-2. Runner's taken off. Shoots that one into left field. Camps underneath it and makes the catch to get out of this one. 7-3 win for Motor City Hit Dogs. Excel Blue Wave did not go down without a fight, but Motor City Hit Dogs able to slam the door and walk away with a 7-3 victory. We'll be back from LakePoint Sports as we award our player of the game.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
LakePoint Sports, Cory McCartney, Prep Baseball Georgia's Ian Smith with you. A 7-3 win for Motor City Hit Dogs over Excel Blue Wave American in our game of the day in the 16U National Championships. And Ian, I think everything for today for Motor City Hit Dogs boiled down to one thing, and that was the arm of Peyton Price, who was awfully effective. I mean, you look at the line on him. 9 strikeouts, 1 walk, 2 hits, 1 run allowed. This was just an impressive performance from the second-ranked right-hander in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, he walked on the mound confident and showed it for 6 innings. He lived off the fastball, threw about 75% of the time, and just continued to miss bats and continue to generate soft contact. Everything was hit on the ground. There's a bunch of ground balls. I think it was a 50% ground ball throughout the outing. He struck out 9, like you mentioned. 40% whiff rate as well. 30% whiff rate as well on the fastball. Just he was throwing it whenever he wanted, landing it whenever he wanted, to either side of the plate, in the zone, out of the zone for strikes, for whiffs. In zone misses were there as well. Like I just mentioned, the plan on the mound today for Price was there. You know, you could tell what he wanted to do. He could beat guys with the fastball, and he lived off of it.
Yeah, 75% usage, as you mentioned, with the fastball, through 63% of them for strikes, a 55.5% ground ball rate. So yeah, it was just a simple plan for him, just make weak contact and allow his defense to work behind him. Just missed getting that double-digit K day.
And the complete game. He was right there, but yeah, it was still a strong outing for Price. You know, he can't be mad at that outing whatsoever. So you get nothing hit hard, 9 strikeouts, and a win. So
97 pitches on a day this hot. I mean, I think that kind of matters too. Yeah, we kind of saw things get away from him in the 7th inning, wasn't able to complete the game, but I think that kind of a gutty performance with that in this heat, I mean, that says a lot about a guy as well.
It was impressive to see. Against the lineup from Excel that's always going to hit. You know, they have guys 1 through 9 that always can barrel up things. So impressive, great team to beat, and a huge win for Motor City. As like we mentioned, one of the two 15U teams who continue to impress this week.
Yeah, we saw some Katke, the Duke commit, had 2 hits for them. Other than that, nobody really offensively had a monster day for Motor City Hit Dogs. They kind of just pieced this thing together, and they did it largely on the arm of Peyton Price, who had a spectacular performance to earn Player of the Game in our 7-3 win for Motor City Hit Dogs over Excel Blue Wave American. Make sure you stick with us tomorrow. We'll be back for another game of the day from the 16U National Championship. The East Cobb Astros, Texas Orange taking on EBC 16U Taylor. That one will be at 12:40. Again, coming to you from the Audi Marietta Field. So make sure you join us. We'll be available for free on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. So until next time, appreciate Hudson Graham, Avery Hunt, and of course Ian Smith for joining us, and the work of producer Jack McCartney in the back. So until next time, we'll see you again from LakePoint Sports.